Oh, sorry. You want to do hot takes first? Okay, let's do it again. 3, 2, 1. So, Darren, you got any hot takes for us?
Yeah, I do. I think this is probably not going to come as any major surprise to you guys. I think marriage should be your number one priority. Like under God.
Right,
So like God.
Expand.
God, spouse. Like God, spouse. Like,
Yeah, right.
I think that we say that we do this, but we don't.
Okay, I have a sorry to push that.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I've heard this before, it's like okay,
Let's go.
you got an hour to spend at home. You
Okay,
got
yep.
free hour.
Yep.
You're gonna spend it with your wife.
Yep.
You're gonna spend it with your kid.
It's not just an hour by hour. Oh, I need to make everything fair, or I need to make everything perfectly balanced. It's about the priorities of your heart.
Yeah.
And so I'm always going to choose my wife.
Yeah.
Normally, because I love hanging out with her, and she's awesome. But if
you're not just saying that because she walked past this shit.
She's walked past
right now.
she's over there. No,
He's hamming it up.
yeah, I know. But she's the one I chose, and that's if my marriage falls apart, then my kids all get dramatically affected by that.
There you go.
And so, priorities in the right order. It doesn't mean I'm always choosing my wife over my child. It doesn't mean I'm always like dissing my child because nope, your mother. I want to spend more time with your mother. Like it's really about like loving and loving well across the board.
Yeah.
But priorities in order are important.
It's like it comes back to what you were saying before as well. It's about if your relationship with your wife is dysfunctional, it's going to affect everything. It's going to affect your kids.
Exactly.
But I think like we do, it can be very, I mean, I'm not speaking from heaps of experience, having just had a kid, but I know in the lead up to this, something that Leah and I talked a lot about before we had a kid was that as much as this is going to take so much of our time and this is going to take so much of our every living, breathing moment for a long time is going to be that we cannot sacrifice we still need to be married. We still need to be dating each other.
Yeah.
We still need to be in love with each other. And we still need to prioritize this relationship.
Right. Relationship satisfaction drops 29% on the birth of your first child.
How's that going?
I think we're at like a 15. Maybe not. No, I'm joking. Or maybe like a 15%.
Good hot take though. I like it. I like the hot take. Good hot take.
Because people say it, but we don't do it.
There's always I guess in life, there's the stated ideal and then there's like the lived reality.
Yes.
You know, like we're happy to state, I'll agree with that, but does my life actually reflect that
100%.
is the question.
100%.
Good. What's your hot take, Simo?
Oh,
Here we go.
When you said hot take, I just heard hot cakes.
What's your hot take, Simo? My hot take is that the Macca's hotcakes are disgusting.
No,
But-
so hot
dude,
take.
no way. They're amazing.
They're delicious.
They're disgusting.
As long as you put the whipped butter and the maple syrup on top.
And you use all the maple syrup.
Use it all.
And maybe try and get another
They're
one.
just basically,
exactly.
they're just a conduit for the maple syrup.
That's what I want to say.
Just a sponge.
If it was good, you wouldn't need the maple syrup, would you? It's like if you need that much maple syrup, they're not very
you
good.
have to
It's
have
terrible
maple
for you. But anyway, apparently they don't make them in-house anymore. They just come frozen and they heat them up.
What?
Yeah.
I know.
As a previous hotcake maker at McDonald's, who used to be like used to be able to fit so many hotcakes on this grill, I'm offended by that.
Yeah. There's a hot take for your hotcakes. So I like that's worked.
What's your hot take, Simo?
My actual hot take.
Okay, here we go.
I don't know if there's a hot take.
Your mild take.
I don't like much worship music. There's a hot take.
Okay.
So some people know this about me.
Hang on. Do you mean you don't like a lot of worship music, or there's a lot of different worship music you don't like? Like I can only listen to one
So
worship
I don't
song.
listen.
And I'm done,
I don't listen to much worship music.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm stuck in the old school days, like old school Hillsong, old school like Bethel, like Jesus Culture Consumed album. I don't know. I feel like I think it's got to do with the fact that there's so many options for different kinds of worship music.
True.
I find it hard to keep up.
Yep.
And
Same.
a lot of it, I can't judge the hearts of people, but I feel like so much of it is for like single hits for Spotify kind of things going on. So I feel that in some of the worship music.
Yeah, right.
Where I reckon feel like some of the older school stuff, like it was written for congregations, for their congregations. You could sense that.
Do you reckon that a big part of it is just like the style of music is also just not your style? Like it's not.
That's a big part of it. I like a lot of alternative music.
Yeah.
So most of the worship music I do like I really like Mosaic MST because it is more alternative.
Yep.
I like Maverick City Remix. There's like a remix album, one of theirs.
Yep.
So there is stuff I like. I just got to go dig a bit deeper.
Yep.
Where the choices were so limited when I was, say, younger a bit. It was like there's only 3 new worship albums that came out this year, and I've just got them on repeat.
Because you bought the CD.
Because I bought the CD.
Exactly
That's
right.
So that's really a hot
What are
take on me.
CDs?
That's not.
Yeah, good job.
I'm not doing like a Corey Asbury like take on the worship music industry.
No. But okay, so
that's my little hot take. It's a little bit more of a hot take on me. I guess.
So here's a question for that though as well.
Ooh.
So you show up to church on a Sunday.
I love worshiping.
You love worshiping. So like, what's the reconcile there? Like you love worshiping.
Oh, I love worshiping God.
But it sounds like very Christian. Of course I love it.
Yeah,
you love worshiping God.
People assume when you don't listen to as much worship
is
music,
not your gym. So like, you know what I mean?
Well, our church is fine. I'm congregational. I love singing and worshiping with other people. It's more just listening to stuff in the car or whatnot.
And even if you didn't like, even if you, I don't know,
probably need to do it more. I probably just need to push into some albums
maybe.
a
But
bit more.
even if there was a worship song that's not your favorite worship song, you can still worship to it.
100%.
Like even, and
here's another hot take. The definition of worship in Scripture is not just singing to worship songs.
That's right.
It's our whole life.
Yep.
And I think we can be in danger sometimes of just thinking that worship is singing songs.
Yep.
But your whole life might be in the opposite direction of worshiping God while you're singing songs of worship to God. And so you're living an unintegrous life of worship towards God.
Wow.
It's anti-worship.
That's a hot take. Love that.
It also gets really dangerous as well where you define your experience of worship based on, well, did I like the song? Did I like the music? If that was the
100%.
if that was the if that classified, that was such good worship. Why? Oh, because I love those songs. Or the band didn't rage. I felt something. It's like, that's not really the point. Like,
no, it's not. It's a nuanced line because I believe when you worship God, He wants you to experience Him.
Yeah,
true.
But yeah, there's that funny kind of like, well, it's not just an emotional experience like you'd have at a concert.
Yeah,
it's different to that, and so I think it's a unique line to walk. But you're right.
Hey, hope you're enjoying this episode so far. And if you are enjoying it, why not just quickly think of someone you can share this with right now? Our heart is that this podcast will be a tool for every person's everyday journey of discipleship. And by liking, sharing, leaving us a review, all these things, they help get this podcast into as many ears as possible. So if you can think of someone who might value this conversation, why not send them the link to this episode? Let's jump back into it. Daz, you were talking about you've been reading a good book recently.
I have.
Yeah.
Ooh,
definitely. Which book were you talking about?
The one that you were going
How many books you got on the go?
I always have about, I don't know.
Okay, what are you reading at the moment?
Such an intellectual.
Such intellectual. It's the glasses, isn't it?
I'm still reading. I've got about 5 books that I kind of pick up every now and then and put down. I'm still reading Outlived by Dr. Peter Attia.
Yep.
I'm reading Trust by Henry Cloud. I've been picking that one up a bit more lately, and also Boundaries in Marriage, which is so good.
Yeah.
Like I forgot how good Boundaries books are.
Okay.
They're so good.
Well,
we need like to resurrect the.
You feel like they're still
stuff.
relevant in today's
more.
Okay.
Let's talk about
more
boundaries.
relevant than what they were.
What's a boundary? What is a boundary?
A boundary. See, most people think a boundary is something that I put up to stop you from doing something harmful to me. Actually, a boundary is the responsibility lines between people.
Yep. It's
what I'm responsible for and what you're responsible for. And so I'm not going to take responsibility for what's inside your life. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do if you do something. Right?
Yeah.
Can you give us like an example, say like in marriage? Like what does that look like?
I could give you some examples.
Cloud and Townsend have got really good examples in the book. It's like, wow. There's some pretty extreme examples in the book about like money or something like that. Like if your spouse just like spends way too much money and is putting the whole family in jeopardy and blah, 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 blah. And you've talked to them and you've challenged them and everything like that. Like they would say, like, only give them access to the money that they need to do the things that are in their responsibility.
Oh, okay.
Like, and it's like, whoa, you can't. No, people these days would be like, you can't do that. That's financial abuse and blah, blah, blah. No. If the spouse is overspending continually and refuses to stop, it's like, whoa, you're not behaving in a healthy way and it's affecting all of us. So how do we put a boundary line in place so that we all operate for the health of the whole family? So it's really about a person taking responsibility for the stuff that they are doing and how they are responding, how they're acting, how they're spending or treating people or whatever. And it's about saying, I'm not responsible for you, but I'm going to tell you what I expect of you. I'm responsible for me.
I've got an example for a friend.
Yeah.
For a friend of a friend.
It's me. I'm the friend of a friend.
Yeah, whoa.
But like, I guess the boundary thing, if say you're my wife.
Okay.
I don't want to be the wife. So you're the wife.
Sure.
But like something's been bothering me that you do and it affects me. Right. So I want to come to you and share with you, hey, and it's going to be a hard conversation. Like, hey, there's this thing you're doing.
Yep.
And when you do that, it makes me feel like this.
Yep.
And so sometimes I'm very that this person, not me, my friend of a friend, might be hesitant to like bring this to that person because that person might respond or react.
Right.
And that sometimes it turns into that. So you're the wife. It's like, oh, the way you do this makes me feel like this.
Yep.
And then it turns into, because I mentioned that person's upset now because I mentioned that. But I guess how does a boundary work in that?
Well, you're not responsible for the way that they respond, are you? But you are responsible to maintain connection and to do conflict well and to prioritize the relationship. So if it's affecting the relationship in a negative way, well, yeah, I need to bring that up and say, hey, and it might be a back and forth conversation too. Yeah. Like you have to also be prepared to be wrong.
Yes, that's true.
Or be prepared to be corrected or be prepared to be, adjusted in some way as well. But like, that's a very normal interaction. Hey, hey, babe, the way that you do this, I feel this when you do that. Now, what you're saying is you're not saying you're the problem because it's really about how you phrase it too. A lot of people don't like start a hard conversation very well. They start with, well, you did this thing and I'm angry now. It's like, whoa. And so like in my couple sessions, I will say to couples, phrase it like, I feel when you, can you? I feel like I feel sad when you did this. Can you in the future do this? And then we can start a dialogue about it so we can tap into why that's happening. So it's not like pointing the finger and saying you're a jerk or you're a whatever, and so you need to change. It's like, this is how and this is why it's a good boundary conversation because this is how it's affecting me because I'm only responsible for me.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like the boundary stuff from cloud is like needs to make a resurgence.
Okay.
Because people live with blurred boundaries all the time. You've got people managing and manipulating and controlling other people and doing all kinds of stuff, And so it's like, no, this is me here. And this is all I'm responsible for. I can't change you. I can't fix you. I'm not responsible for you. I can tell you how you're affecting me, and I can tell you how we can live and work together better. But I'm actually only responsible for what's in this boundary line here.
Yeah, well, there's like a larger cultural narrative around that, isn't there? Yeah.
I do think of a lot when we talk about boundaries. I do think a lot about co-workers and being in like a co-working space. Do you think setting boundaries really is a big part of that, really coming back to taking ownership of what I'm owning, like actually taking ownership of my work, taking ownership of my responsibility, taking ownership of
I used to have a boss that would say, "Oh, can you do this and this and this?" And I learned to say, "What do you want me to stop doing so that I can have time to do those things as well?"
It's good
because I can't just say yes to everything all the time.
A lot of time we lack tools to manage those boundaries.
That's so true.
So that's probably what those books are really good for.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the book if we want to go find it?
Well, that one's Boundaries in Marriage.
Yeah.
But Boundaries by Cloud and Townsend is the key.
You should have one that's Boundaries in Life. Just cover it all.
Yes, boundaries.
I'm a recovering people pleaser. So like the one I use in my mind is like, that's an issue, not an ish me.
issue, not an issue.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
You know what I say? I say, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Oh, I like that one.
It's a Polish proverb.
And that's you. People, this works good for people pleasing because
100%.
it sounds really harsh, but it helps. But if you're the opposite to a people pleaser, they need to say less of that and learn to empathize with people more.
That's right.
That's it.
But it's like, actually, that's not my responsibility. Like, they can ruin their own lives or whatever, or make that decision. That's not my responsibility. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Boundaries, if you want those books, you'll find those information in the show notes down below. Hope you're enjoying this conversation so far. And something I love about this podcast set, sitting around a dining table, is it's very reminiscent of being in a table space. A table space is a great way for you to get around people, connect, but also to be sharpened, to grow, to do that journey of discipleship with other people. So if you're not already in a table space, just head to the link down below, click that link, sign up for one today. So we want to have a conversation today. So I'm going to jump back into that. So we want to have a conversation today.
Great.
Asking this question: are men actually lonely?
Are men lonely?
Are we living in a loneliness epidemic? Some stats that I think are pretty interesting around this conversation. Do you know that 43% of Australian men have experienced loneliness? 1 in 3 men believe there is no one to help them out if they're in need. 1 in 2 men have withdrawn society. Loneliness is strongly associated with depression and suicidality among Australian men. And between 2001 and 2021, around 14 to 20% of Australian males aged over 15 were lonely at any given time. So I guess my question is this.
Wow.
We live in a society that seems to be more connected than ever before, but yet a lot of men, and probably people listening to this podcast, probably feel really lonely, really alone.
Yep.
So I guess the question is for you guys. Do you think we are living in a lonely society?
Well, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter what I think. I think the stats are clear.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's kind of like a silent loneliness epidemic, you know. And this, like the stats you just read out, I think you're right. We are in such a connected world, but connected via tech has proven that it's not social. It's not actually social. And I think fulfilling relationships take time. They take a lot of time.
Yeah.
They take a lot of effort.
That's right.
They take money.
Yep.
They take sacrifice. They take prioritizing. They take a lot of hard things. And the technology received with social media and instant connection and messaging and stuff makes everything really fast and instant. And so everything it probably feels like we put out a lot, but we're not really cultivating like this garden of friendship.
True.
You know, and I think that's where the loneliness thing feels. And it's like we feel spread. We feel fragmented across these social dynamics. Like there's a lot of social dynamics in our life, like work, church, family, friends, all this kind of stuff. But sometimes I think there's a sense of like, oh, I still feel like I don't have that person I could call if everything goes wrong. There's a lot of people around me, but the deep friends, I'm not sure I've cultivated those or they're around. Or
that's true, man.
I mean, that's even especially more true for people who maybe have moved around a lot. You know, because there's uprooting and takes time to be replanted
and
new
the
locations.
the job market, job transitions these days. Like people don't stay in their jobs for 30, 40 years anymore.
That's right. We cultivate a lot of stuff.
Exactly right. Like we move around a lot, which means we have fragmented relationships, which means, you know, we don't have the time to really invest in deep, long-term friendships anymore. Like I read a book called Indistractable by Nir Eyal, and he said, time is the food of friendship.
Yeah, that's really good.
Like time is the food of friendship.
If
you want to grow a friend,
that is really good.
A friendship, you need time. And like you said, Simo, like that also means some sacrifice and prioritizing and maybe money. And, you know, like probably the last maybe 3-4 years, we've really prioritized our friends more. And, you know, I remember last year, one of my friend groups, I put dates in the calendar for the whole year. I said, this is when we're catching up.
That's great.
And it was like, I think I listened to something from Jefferson, Bethke. or something like that. And that's what he was doing at
in
that
the book
stage.
Fighting Shadows.
It was in the book Fighting Shadows.
He talks about it.
That's right. And I was like, I got to do that.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. So we put I think it was like every 6 weeks or so. So we send out all of the dates for the whole year.
Yep.
And most people turned up for most of the events. And by the end of the year, we were like, man, I love Friends.
Yeah, it's good.
And I have friends.
It's interesting.
Oh, this is cool.
I think you could say something like that though, and some of them might be like, "That's just too much planning." Surely not.
Yeah, but
surely not. But
priority.
Different.
You prioritize it.
I think different seasons of life.
True.
Talked about middle-aged men. Like I guess I've come to a season in my life where I've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
I've got an 11-year-old, 8-year-old, 6-year-old. So it feels like for the last 10 years I've been in a bit of a blur of raising kids, working and raising kids.
Mm.
And life has been full. And it's really, really easy for that friendship stuff to get squeezed out.
Yeah,
true.
Like I'm really invested and involved in church community too.
Right.
So I've got a lot of, I guess, acquaintances, people I know. I'm friendly with lots of people.
Church friends.
Church friends.
Yeah.
You know, hey brother, hey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so if I can see, I look back over the last 10 years, I'm like, man, it's been hard to cultivate deeper,
true friends,
long-term friendships.
Absolutely.
Time just gets squeezed out.
Yeah.
And
I think we don't.
It gets hard.
I think we don't also define what a friend is very well. We kind of feel like we have these people that we get on with and we like to spend time with. But I've realized that the true friends in my life are the ones who they're not always a drain. Sometimes they are, because that's normal. That's humans.
Yep.
But they also fill my tank as well.
Okay, so let's define a true friend. If you would define a true friend, so that's one thing. They don't drain you.
They don't drain you all the time.
Yep.
There's a level of connection and commonality and fun and life.
Yep. I think it's a true friend is someone who sharpens you.
Yeah,
like
true.
Proverbs
Right.
talks about as
Right.
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
It's got to be someone who makes you
definitely.
stronger.
Someone who looks for the best in you as well, like sees stuff in you or there's a level of care and support.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not just we're not a fair weather friend where it's like, oh, everything's great.
I mean, I know people called Fairweathers who are my friends, but you don't want a Fairweather friend.
Yes, and they're amazing people.
Shout out to the Fairweathers.
They're awesome. But like a fair weather friend is like, well, when the weather's great, well, I'm around and we're cool. And then as soon as things go hard or difficult, it's like, oh, yeah, cool, man. I'll see you next year. You know,
It
like
sounds like you might need to set a boundary around yourself.
Well, that's possible.
It's difficult because no one really teaches. You never get taught how to do friendships. There's like you just either have them or you don't, and you kind of figure it out, and then you might find yourself lonely. There's nothing to really teach you how to, like you're talking about. Friendships are reciprocal, so a good friendship. It's like when Daz is going through a hard time. I'm not aloof. I'm there. Like I'm intentionally. I'm going to Daz. Are you okay? Are you cool? What can I do to help? You know, like
totally.
No one like you've had to. People learn that over time.
It's true,
but no one really teaches you that kind of stuff.
I was walking with a guy years and years ago, in our church, many years ago, and he was like, "I'm trying to find out who my real friends are." So I'm testing everybody.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm testing them and how the people who respond properly.
If you're looking to make friends, don't do that.
What are you talking about, man?
No.
The moment you test people, like you're expecting people to fail.
Yeah.
And if someone just has a human moment, well, then you've just written them off.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Simo,
don't do that.
What would you say you look for in a friend?
Oh, what do I look for in a friend?
Or what do you like? We're talking about definition. So what's a true friend?
That is a deep question. Here are a couple of things that I like about my friends.
Yeah, that's a good way to answer that question. Yeah. What are some things you like about your friends?
I have fun with them.
Yeah.
It's great.
They make me laugh. And there's life that's shared.
Yeah.
And I was talking about, look, I've got a lot of people I like that I'm friends with, that I could be great friends with, but like we don't share life together. Like we're in totally different lanes of life. And it's like I see them over there and I'm like, hey. I'm like, we could be such good friends, but the lanes of our life are so different.
Yeah.
It's really hard to cultivate that friendship.
If you had all the time in the world.
If I had all the time in the world, I'd like
go
hang out in their lane.
Yeah, true.
But I just can't. I'm like, who's in my lane? And so I like shared life. And so I think I really like lives that are shared together. So like I value that. and
Good.
so having fun, sharing life. I guess values, shared values is part of that.
Yeah, it's very good.
I think we're talking about
So many
like you're
things.
talking about someone, if we had all the time in the world, I could be a great friend with that person. Makes me think it makes me think that maybe in eternity we're going to have some really great friendships.
Yeah.
But until that moment, until we're in eternity, we live in a pretty time-stricken. A lot of us live in pretty time-stricken lives.
Yep.
We don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that contributes to loneliness. I mean, I feel this
Of course.
recently, becoming a dad very recently.
Totally.
And the amount of time that gets taken off your plate. And I feel looking at even after 4 years, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of, I'm pretty lucky in that I get to still come to the office and stuff like that. Leah's having to be really intentional. We're still connecting with people, still going to she's got a group that she goes to for young mums and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's hard, but she still has chosen to do that. And we still want to continue to prioritize those things because we might not have a lot of time, but to prioritize friendships is so important.
It is.
So what do you guys think is the value actually, maybe a better question. So let me ask this again. So for someone who's listening to this, we're talking about loneliness, talking about how the world feels lonely, and many people listening to this probably feel lonely. Oh, I don't really have any friends. What does it look like for you to change your life to prioritize building friendships? Or what does it look like to prioritize finding good friends, building friendships in this life?
Great question.
Like Beck and I talk about things that disconnect couples all the time. So like busyness, tiredness, distraction. Like those are three things that help us to stop having close friendships.
Yep.
If I'm just always distracted, I'm doing my own solo thing over here. I've got 7 side hustles and I'm addicted to my Xbox and my phone and blah, blah, blah. I'm super distracted. I'm not really going to have the time for friends.
Yep.
If I'm always busy,
Yep.
if I've got too much on my plate, if I am working too hard, if I'm bringing work home, like all those things.
Yeah.
And if I'm exhausted and tired and I can't give my best to the people around me, I'm naturally not going to have the energy required to cultivate, I love the word used earlier, to cultivate real friendships. So like practically on that level, well, yeah, I need to slow down a little bit and I need to pare back a little bit and I need to have the energy reserves to be able to go, who can I spend more time with? Who can I cultivate friendship with?
Yep.
If I'm just basically too busy, too tired, and too distracted, I'm writing myself off good quality friendships.
It's good.
That's really good. I think if you're in that place too, the danger is if you're lonely, too busy, tired, and distracted, the chances are that the first person you connect with that might potentially be a friend that you cultivate, the danger is that they're the first listening ear you have, and then so you dump life's issues onto that person. You got to be really careful not to do that.
Yeah.
Because a lonely person doesn't have someone to share a lot of that stuff to.
That's right.
And so you could drive away friendships if that's all you do.
Or you could start an affair.
If you're a guy,
don't do that.
Don't make close friendships with other women
at work
if you're married or at work.
Yeah,
just don't. Do
or
it.
anywhere. That's exactly right. But that the listening ear thing is where some guys get in trouble too, because they're like, oh yeah, well finally someone's listening to me.
Someone understands me. Someone sees me.
Someone gets me. Yeah. Oh wow! It's like whoa, back up the truck.
Yes. Well, that's a whole nother discussion, I guess, isn't it?
Of course.
Does that answer the question?
It does. I think I'm thinking for you, Simo, there are things in your life, I know things that you do in your life to create space to build relationship. We're not just talking about deep friendships.
Yeah.
True.
If we're talking about the loneliness epidemic, there are also many ways that I think there are many ways that we can engage with people ranging from surface level.
Yeah.
True.
I know you're gonna get sick of hearing us talking about this. Just going to church on a Sunday is a really good way to start surface level. Get around people, be around people.
Serving a team.
You're going
to make friends serving in a team.
Yeah,
exactly right.
That's where most of my friendships come from.
Yeah.
Just serving on a team over the years. Yep. From youth to start. I found my wife serving on a team.
Yeah, that's great.
Serving on a team, it's really going to help you find friends because if that's a high value, your faith, your faith community,
right,
you're going to find people in the same lane as you.
Yep. You also build friends around interests that you have. So like running, for instance.
Yes. So running. Yeah. I think you've got to sometimes I've got a lot of interests that none of my friends are interested in. Like,
What do you mean?
Like there's music I'm into that I can't talk to anyone about my interest
all your
in
friends
music.
like worship music. So.
Like I just can't share, you know what I mean? Like, and I could go to online stuff and forums and have a really fun time talking about that stuff, but I'm not making friends with those people.
True.
So I've got to look around me and go, sometimes I go, what are my friends into? Or what are the people around me that I want to be friends, who I want to be friends with? Oh, they're into this. I'm going to get into that.
Yeah.
I'm going to make their thing my thing.
Yep.
And I'm going to enter their world a little bit more.
Yep.
And half the time I start out maybe not liking something, but then I'm like, oh, I really like that too. Now I've gotten into it and it's a shared interest and we get to chat over it.
Yeah. Like I have no interest in F1. Oh, I didn't have any interest in F1. I'm choosing to become interested in F1 because I know there's a point of connection for other
Just
people.
watch the F1 movie. That'll get you started.
That's actually really what.
Yeah, that's true. It's a
That's
good
got me
intro.
started too.
You've been watching Drive to Survive.
For Survive.
So good.
But it's like I started running because some friends around me started running.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go running. And so I made friends while I'm running. And
Great.
I think, and then I found out after the fact, I like running.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
The reality is peer pressure can actually be a good thing if the thing is healthy. If you're being pressured into the healthy thing,
I think,
peer pressure can be great.
I think the key in that, like the motto of the story is don't expect to make friends by just sitting down in the corner and hoping everyone comes to you.
That's good.
Because
to make a friend, be a friend.
Man, make a friend, gotta be friends.
That's what I was going to say.
Good one.
Is that I think for me, I think the best way to approach making friends is to think of it from what can I contribute to a friendship.
Totally.
It's like if
That's great.
I think about the type of friends I want in my life, my first thought isn't, oh, okay, I've got to go find those people. It's okay, how can I be that person to other people? So if I want friends who show up on time,
that's great.
my first thought is, okay, what type? I'm going to show up on time, or I'm just going to show up, which I'm not always been great at this. And my friends can attest to this. But it's like, if I want friends who show up, I'm going to show up.
Yeah.
If I want friends who go the extra mile, I'm going to go the extra mile. If who check in with me, I'm going to check in. with people. And you're surprised if you sometimes just working on yourself, working the type of person you want to be around, becoming that person will inevitably attract the people into your life who are like that.
Because you could see, we do a lot of comparison online. So you might say, oh, those people went out and they did that together. That's really fun. I wish someone would invite me. How about you just be the person who makes that happen?
Yeah.
Just like text a few people, you want to go to the movies?
Totally.
Let's go to the movies.
Well, that's what Jefferson Bethke did. He just texted 16 friends and said, do you want to come around to my house for dinner? And we're going to jump on the hot spa and we're going to just chat, blah, blah, blah. And 15 people turned up. And then they do that every month for years and years and years and years.
Yep.
So cool.
And it's because his wife challenged him and said, you need more friends. You don't have any friends. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And so he just started something.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
why don't you just start something?
Just start something.
I think a lot of people should just start. Instead of waiting for someone else to start it,
Just start.
Yes.
be the starter.
That's good. So we've talked about practical things that you can do to help build friendships.
It's probably sad
Starting,
things.
finding interests. We talked about going to church is
Totally.
a great one, or even to join a team, joining a table space
Of course.
can be a great thing.
Yep.
All these things I think contribute, and it's probably not just going to be one easy overnight fix. But if you are someone who is feeling fairly lonely, then maybe consider, okay, what are some of the things that I could start doing?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a lot of different things. Maybe it is just doing a whole bunch of these things that were mentioned, or trying a whole bunch of these things and getting out there.
I think women make friends face to face.
Yep.
Guys make friends side to side, shoulder to shoulder.
Yep. Yeah. Doing something.
Doing something
Do
together.
something. Yeah.
Like that's what it says in Max Dickens' book, Billy No Mates. He talks about that. Talks about the shoulder to shoulder deal because it's less vulnerable.
Yep.
Like you can just kind of chat away as you're painting the house or as you're axe throwing, an axe throwing with a whole bunch of mates, a couple of years ago. And I was like, this is awesome.
Cool.
And we're just doing cool stuff on a bit of an adventure here.
Yep.
And no one's talking about their deep, darkest secrets yet.
No.
We're just building relationship.
Yeah.
And it might take years for that conversation to happen with guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a long time for us to kind of open up and get vulnerable.
That's right.
But yeah, shoulder to shoulder. That's right. I can find shoulder to shoulder stuff.
Yeah.
Do stuff together.
And maybe if you're already thinking, oh, I've actually, I've got friends, but maybe this conversation not so much about going from 0 to 1 or few friends.
Mm.
Maybe it's just being more intentional with the friends that you
That's
already
great.
have. Because maybe you are feeling lonely, but already have
Right.
friends, and maybe it's just time to be a little bit more intentional.
Yeah.
Reach out to that person, find stuff to do.
Yes.
Something
lock in dates.
Lock in dates.
Yeah.
Do that. I love that idea.
For sure.
Something that I think it might be good just to really just to include in this conversation. We were talking before about if you just are meeting somebody, don't overshare. Don't do an emotional dump on somebody you've only met for the first time. However, I think a big part of the loneliness epidemic that we face is not necessarily that people don't have people in their lives. That some people are like, I've got friends, but there's like a lack of vulnerability. There's actually a lack of willing to go that.
It's true.
So what would you say to the person who might have friends but doesn't feel like they can be vulnerable with the people in their life?
Oh, I'd say why do you not feel like you can be vulnerable? Is it a safety thing? Like really honestly assess that. But in my life, I've always, without going too deep, I've tried to be like go first with my friends in my world. So like I might share something that's vulnerable, like, oh, this was, say if it's like when we're having kids, it's like, I might share that it's been really hard. And I'll do that with a friend to kind of invite them into like, hey, I'm willing to be vulnerable. If you want to be vulnerable, it's a safe place to do it.
That's right.
It don't have to be.
That's great.
But
it's really good, Simo.
I just try to go first is kind of the thing I do.
Yeah. I think so we talk about vulnerability a lot in like our marriage stuff.
I think that John Chris clip. Vulnerability. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? You don't know what I'm talking about? Oh, dang it.
Haven't seen that one.
That's fine.
But like I think that we use it like story to test for acceptance. Like, are they listening to me? Like this is basic level. This is top, surface level stuff.
Yeah.
The surface level conversation is actually really, really important.
Yeah.
Because we're testing for safety. We're testing, are they accepting me in this moment? Can I share a little bit more? And when we share a little bit more and it's accepted and they're still interested or they're asking a question, they're like, well, man, that sounds pretty hard. Like, you okay? Like now we know, okay, I can actually start to share a bit more.
Yeah.
So I think that we need to test the conversation, test the atmosphere a little bit. But I love what you said, Simo, because you're like setting the new depth of the conversation. You're like, I'm gonna go deep first to invite you to a deeper place if you want to go there. That's really healthy, and that's what friendship requires. Maybe not all the time. You're like, no one wants that super intense friend who comes over and goes, my wife said this and blah, blah, blah. And then now they're talking about their, deepest, darkest, issues all the time.
Your friend is not your therapist.
Yeah.
Yes. But sometimes that's the only person that you've got relationship with to share at that level.
Oh, yeah, totally.
As well.
Yes.
So, yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm a therapist, right? I'm a counselor, and people come to me and they trauma dump. And I'm like, wow. And I have to sit there for a little while and just recuperate after they've gone because what they've just shared with me is confronting and real and horrible. So, but yeah, you don't want to just like trauma dump on your friends all the time.
Yeah.
But you also want to have the level of depth with a few people that you can share deeper things and it's going to be received in a healthy way. It's not going to be like brushed off or like, oh man, the wife said this to me the other day and it really hit me. That's the funniest thing I ever heard, man. Are you watching the game on the weekend? Like guys that we don't pick up on those deeper cues and sometimes people do that because we're uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Sometimes we do that because I don't know how to respond now.
That level of friendship isn't there, and
that's
the person's
right.
like, "I've got to move on
because
we're not there."
What do I do?
Which is going to happen.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to happen,
of course. But I think you do need you do need some friends who you can share the deeper heart things with, but not all the time. Not like every day is like, oh, I'm just oversharing all the time with this poor soul.
I think there's a pendulum. It's like a pendulum. You don't want to be the person who's so far on this side who thinks that, well, nobody wants to hear what I'm going through. Nobody wants, I don't want to burden anybody.
Right.
You also don't want to be on the other side of the pendulum where the amount of what you burden onto other people probably weighing them down and that you're so far on that side. Because my experience is that people who often overshare, also never listen because they're so busy pouring out all their own stuff. I know they said the word there. Stuff.
Very true.
They don't actually create space for the people that they're pouring out to.
Great.
Okay, well, maybe this time I'm going to listen.
I love that pendulum thing you just said.
Oh, it's so wise.
That's so good. But also, I was thinking when you said pendulum, I think you want to have the fun and the life on this side of the pendulum. You want to swing there, and then you want to swing sometimes to the other side where it's a bit intense and deep. And now we're swinging back to the other side sometimes.
And realistically, often with guys, vulnerable conversations probably don't go for very long either. It's very much
that's
this
true.
is how I'm going. Oh,
dude, that's really hard.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But
right.
But
and then let's swing it back.
How you feeling?
Do you want to go to the movies?
And you get to that point where you're like, okay, you feeling good? Yeah, I'm feeling better. Cool. You want to talk about the football?
Yeah,
I want to talk about football.
Yeah.
You know, like what I mean?
Let's talk about football.
We talk about football.
How good was Ponga on the weekend?
How good? Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
It's like that. Did you see that meme with the like out of Ant-Man, and it's the guys in men's groups, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I lost my mom, and then I lost the keys of the car, and then I lost it," and the guy's like, "Yeah, cool. So how about we do this thing?"
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Funny.
Yeah.
Do you think like movies and TV shows, like I think about really culturally impactful TV shows like Friends, like there's, so many different TV shows.
Oh, I have a hot take.
That
it reminded me of one.
Like there's a lot of dysfunctional people, right? So we relate. We're like, I'm dysfunctional, but they seem to have this utopic version of friendship and life together.
Yeah,
good question.
And so you look at that and you're like, I don't have that. But maybe that's not as like, they're all living in each other's houses half the time. And so we've got this cultural conditioning.
They're also
pretty
young in the TV.
Well, in the TV shows they are. But I like these shows condition us, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe there's a little bit of an expectation gap going on too with what we expect to happen with friendships.
Yeah, I think
and how they're meant to go.
I don't think it's just TV shows. I think it's just everywhere. Social media, but also other people's like, but like my friendship doesn't look like this. Therefore.
Yeah.
But I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
it's why like I feel like I think for anyone listening, I don't think anyone's nailed this. And it's a it's like a garden.
Oh, what? No.
Daz is
We
nailed
got Daz on the podcast because Daz
we got the friendship award. Let's get the medal out and put it over.
Awards.
Darren's won friendships. He wins it.
I win the friendship award.
Like I don't think anyone's nailed it, and I feel like I'm continually navigating that in my life.
Yeah,
I'm in a different season though to you.
Yeah,
right. Like my kids are older. I've got more space. I've got more time. I think that it's really about those things we said earlier. It's really about prioritizing it.
Yeah.
Like I've got another friendship group where, it's a text. Hey, it's, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yes, I'm in. Like, and so it's about the ability to say yes to things on a regular basis, as well as scheduling stuff that becomes the deeper friendships.
Yeah.
And some of those, most of those friendships are also interweaved into church and everything. So I'm seeing these people on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And so, but like I've got more energy, time, and space than maybe you do as a young dad. And you do as a dad of a newborn.
Very young dad.
And so like there's different stages of life where if you don't, like yes, you should definitely invest in friendships, 100%. But you've also got to consider the context that you're in and the unique challenges of that context.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be tired and just tired, and you might be exhausted and so busy. Where I'm going to find a spare minute of my day, Whereas I'm like, oh, cool, I've got some nights free now, and I got a bit of energy in the tank now. And so if I schedule things and prioritize things, I get to have deeper friendships. I would say the friendships that I have in my life now are the strongest they've ever been.
Yeah.
Ever in my whole life.
Are they long-term friendships, or are they like
most of them? Yeah.
So
most of them are long-term friends.
And what would you credit to them being the strongest you ever have in your life? If you were to summarize,
it's just what we just said.
Yeah,
it's making space and time.
It's good.
And turning up. Like
That's
turning
really
up and being present, and it's riding the waves of life as well.
Yeah.
And being in each other's worlds, and someone's going through a crisis. Well, we're present, and we're having fun together, and then we're present, and
It's really good.
it's no matter what's going on, there's longevity, there's mutual kind of like affinity and affection.
Yeah.
It's
good.
Consistency is powerful.
Really good.
Consistency is
powerful. Like I don't want to win the friendship award, but
you have.
But I feel
You've
like
won
I'm.
it. Where's
But,
the
You actually have a trophy.
woo! But I feel like this area of my life has never been one that I felt.
Yeah, okay.
Like years ago, Beck and I would just laugh and we'd be like, wow, cool. But I guess we don't have that many friends, like real, genuine friends.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that that's us anymore.
Yeah.
It's good.
I would say, I feel like we're really crushing it in that space now because we've thought about it, read about it, talked about it, been challenged about
been
it.
super intentional.
And then been very, very intentional about it.
So you can make friends. If Darren can make friends,
anybody can make friends.
I reckon.
That's right.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9-10 says, 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help, but someone who falls alone is in real trouble. I think this scripture, as we come to the end of this conversation, I think this scripture really highlights why friendship is important. Like we talked a lot about different ways that you can maybe build friendships in your life, being vulnerable. I want to bring it back to there is great value in having good, godly friendships in your life.
Right.
Because we all go through seasons where we need help. And many of us are blessed to be married, and having a spouse is awesome. And Leah is my strength in many seasons. She's not my replacement for God.
Right.
That's a whole other conversation.
Right.
But there are also, for some people listening to this, they might not have been married yet. Or they might not be married. And some people, like, even when you're married, it's still good to have other people who can help you.
Absolutely.
You cannot put your every burden onto your wife.
That's right.
So maybe to wrap up, would you guys have, off the top of your head, a story that you can share about, like, maybe a time where you had a friend who was able to actually really help you in a season, and what did that look like?
The story that comes to mind for me is, like, I will often put too much pressure on Beck to be all of my emotional support.
Yeah.
And years ago, she would just be like, go and hang out with Todd. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
Get the hell out of here.
I'm a bit much sometimes, And
What?
so,
No.
what? And and I'd be like, I'd be smothering her, trying to get everything that I need out of her. And she and I just needed to spend more time with other people.
Yeah.
And have genuine friendships. And she'd be like, go and hang out with Todd.
Yep.
Go and hang out with Tim. Go and hang out with Josh. Like, go and hang out with these people
Yeah.
who are good for you, who are not me.
It's good.
Yep. That's healthy.
It is. And they were able, because then you're like a burden shared is a burden halved, right?
Yep.
And so then you've got more people who you're doing life with, and you're sharing their burdens and they're sharing yours. And it becomes this beautiful, beautiful thing.
I think during having kids, like your stage now, honestly, it's like to have a bit of a whinge when things are hard, and then you hear that they're having a whinge about the same thing, and then you're like, oh, it's normal. Like that, having some, I guess it's shared experiences. So having friends around for that, I think was awesome.
Yeah.
And comforting. And
True.
I think, just doing kids by yourself would be really tough if you had no friends around, or if you're isolated, or you just moved somewhere, and you didn't have that friendship network. That'd be really, really tough. So, I mean, there's heaps of scenarios I could think of, but that's probably one of them.
Good. It's really good. I think this has been a really good conversation.
Yeah.
I think this is going to really help people, and I hope it does.
I hope it does too.
Maybe you're listening to this episode and you're thinking, man, I just feel like I really need help making friends. I'd recommend that you can always reach out to a pastor or a leader or someone you trust. Now, caveat, not every pastor can be your best friend. That's not the point of pastors, but they may be able to help you find good friends, or they may be able to help you work on yourself to become a better friend for other people.
We're going to help you.
So if you're willing to be
find
vulnerable,
a group,
another good option is honestly start showing up to church like you were talking about before. Come coming to church, joining a team, great way to make friends.
Church team, table space
can be really good. Come to the next Brotherhood night, which is coming up
100%.
on the date.
Yep.
What's the date?
30th of July.
30th of July. We have Pastor Mark Kelsey.
Yeah, we do.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be really good. If you're not a part, if you haven't come to a Brotherhood night this year, just come.
I want to be
awesome.
friends with Mark Kelsey.
Seriously, though.
I want to be friends with Mark.
I want to be friends with Mark Kelsey. Can we all be friends with Mark Kelsey?
Awesome, Mark, if you're listening.
Yeah, I want to be your friend.
Yeah, can you be my friend? And
I love getting texts from people like that. I'm like,
somebody the other day who I like.
You are a friend of.
I did reach out to somebody on the other day. I don't know, a bit of a confession. I reached out to someone on Instagram the other day, a guy who I'm like, he seems like a really cool dude. Doesn't know me at all. He's got like thousands of followers. I'm like, I texted him like, hey, like you seem like a cool dude. Can we be friends? Did not hear back from him.
Sorry, man. I'll text. I'll get back to you.
Did not hear back from him.
I'll get back.
So Instagram might not be the best place to find friends. Church is a better option. You know,
absolutely.
Amen. I did pray about it. I forgot to talk about that, but I think that's. I mean, that's a very Christian pastoral answer. But
yeah, pray about it.
A lot of the time, it's practical stuff. But pray about it. Give it to God. Hand it over to Him. Right. He's pretty good at making that stuff happen.
Yep. I mean, I've had experience of that when I think a few years ago, Leah and I were both looking like, oh man, like, especially for me, I was like, oh, I just feel like I'm missing a particular type of friendship in my life. Not that I didn't have friends, but I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
And prayed about it. And the amount of people that end up finding, like we found it in our lives around that, just doors opened. Didn't mean I didn't have to work to be a good friend to these people.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Pray about it.
People submitted their resumes and you were like,
that was great. I had
this one will do.
Everything.
Put out an expression of interest.
Had a mailing list going on.
Looking for a new friend right now.
Yeah, it's good.
It's only $50 a month subscription.
Criteria.
Hey, well, and I have a hot take because I didn't get to share a hot take before.
Oh, what's your hot
take? So I have a hot take to share, talking about friends, talking about being lonely. Okay, so my hot take is this. People love to hate on the Big Bang Theory, but love Friends. I think that the Big Bang Theory is just a different generation's version of Friends. They're both exactly the same. They're both as good as each other.
I'll tell you the difference. You're right. They're both exactly this.
People hate that though. People are like, no, Friends is what Big Bang Theory
no,
sucks.
You're right that they're different generations' Friends, but Big Bang Theory sucks.
Nah, see.
Friends is way better.
They're both the exact. I don't think I watch both of them. I'm like, these are equally as.
And you know what beats
funny.
You know what beats all of them? Seinfeld beats all of them. I'm a big Seinfeld fan. If you're a Seinfeld fan, we like to say that Friends fans are just the dumber version.
Wow.
Seinfeld fans.
I might cut that out. Anyway, thank you for listening to the podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Pastor Darren, Pastor Simo, for joining us. We hope this conversation has blessed you. And please like, subscribe, share this with someone you think might benefit from it. And reach out to someone this week. There's your challenge.
Comment below.
Reach out to someone, send them a text, ask them if they want to hang out.
Yeah. Pastor Simo, can you be my friend?
No, Pastor Simo. Got too many friends already.
Anyway,
peace out.
I like so many people. I wish I could be friends with them all.
Be blessed.